they're good looking. Whether you have sore shoulders or not, you need to do this workout. Yes, this is a shoulder-friendly workout. However, we are also going to be working some of the areas that could be restricted and could potentially cause more shoulder issues in the future if you don't address them now. Yes, so we're going to prehab you in addition to perhaps working around the shoulders if you have an existing injury already. So we won't be doing any push-ups or planks or mountain climbers or wide rows, anything that would aggravate the shoulders. However, we are going to hit every single muscle in your body, trainers promise. Now you need some tools for this workout. I would love for you to grab a pair of heavy dumbbells. For reference, I'm using 15s. A pair of light dumbbells. For reference, I'm using 10s. If you own a green squishy ball, you know, one of those smaller Pilates or bar balls, they're also called, grab that. If you don't have one, don't worry, I've got a substitute for you. And then you will also need some tubing, okay? You're gonna love this workout, absolutely promise you. If not, money back guarantee. Grab your gear, let's go get warmed up. Hello there and welcome. I'm PJ from fitnesswithpj.com, and hey, I help women over the age of 40 reclaim the tush of their 20s, or in this case, the total body strength of your 20s. Hell, I'm gonna get you stronger than when you were in your 20s. So if that interests you, click that subscribe button. All right, let's start getting warmed up. Some big knees up for me. Like I said, we're training everything in this workout, so that's why we're warming up the lower body. And these are all shoulder-friendly movement drills. Now we'll also move into, after this lower body warm-up, we'll move into a shoulder mobility drill, which if you do have issues with your shoulders, you need to do this on a regular basis. If you do not have issues with your shoulders, you need to do this on a regular basis so you don't have issues. Good. Get that knee up. Perfect. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet apart, toes turned out. Squat, heel lift, squat, heel lift. Beautiful. Knees track with the toes, hip hinge. Perfect. 4, good. So last 4 here. 3, 2, 1. All right, I want you to find an area where you can place yourself against a wall. If you don't have something, don't worry. You can still do this freestanding, but it's gonna work better if you're against a wall. On your butt for me, slide your chin in, back of the head is against the wall, shoulders are against the wall. Now bring the arms up and place the back of the hands as best you can against your wall. Keep everything in contact with the wall and slide up and down for some seated wall angels. So we're working mobility in the shoulders and the T-spine here. Please keep the head against the wall. If you're unable to, quickly grab a pillow and build out your wall, okay? Now you're gonna have, or you may find, that you can't keep the hands against the wall. That's okay. I have a hard time with my left arm. It's got a limited range of motion, so just do your best. But we want the hips against the wall, back head against the wall, shoulders against the wall, and you're gonna start to feel that pretty darn quickly. There we go, I said darn twice in one workout. Man, I'm being so good. Last 4, 3, 2, 1 more, 1. Whew, did you feel that? Yeah, mid-back, definitely. All right, let's get yourself down onto your stomach. Before you do, this is what you're going to do. Your arms are straight up, and we're gonna swim the arms so the palms are in the back pocket and facing up, okay? Here we go. Tuck the toes under. Grip the mat, extend the arms, lift the body slightly off your mat and then just leave it there. Arms levitating off your mat and slide them or swim them, and palms facing up. Try to get them in that back pocket. Do your best. Again, this is shoulder mobility, so you may have a bit of a struggle if you've got tight shoulders, or if you've got something going on in the shoulder and this is really uncomfortable, just do one arm. Chin tucks in. You're gripping your mat with your toes so we can neutralize the pelvis. Tighten the glutes so we don't feel any pinching in the low back. Beautiful. Once again, chin tucks in. So once you've seen me, I want you to let that head, let that neck align with the spine. 4 more here. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now slide your arms out so they're lined up with your shoulders. Turn your thumbs so they're pointed up to your ceiling. Keep your chest on the ground and just simply lift your arms up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Getting into the mid-back area here. Thumbs are pointed up, yes? Good. Arms are lined up with the shoulders. Great job. And they're fairly straight. Again, chin tucks in, lower yourself down, tighten your glutes if you're starting to feel that low back pinch a bit. I don't want that to happen. 4 more. Here's 4, 3. So a good posture move right here. 2, 1 more. 1, whoo! All right. So we're gonna begin, okay? If you need a sip of water, grab it now. Here's the setup. We have 8 exercises performing circuit style. 45 seconds on the clock, 3 rounds. And as I mentioned in the intro, every single muscle in the body will be hit. Now I want you to have your heavier dumbbells as well as your tubing, because we're going to be seated for the first 2 movements, and that's what we're going to be using. So lying down on your back, elbows in tight, hip bridge, and we're pressing straight up and down. By bringing the elbows in, it places less stress on the shoulders. Ready? Go. Now with that said, however, by bringing the elbows in, we're also isolating your triceps a bit more. So if you're familiar with a regular chest press exercise, you may have to drop the weight down a little bit, because when we have the elbows out wider, we get a little bit more shoulder and pec involvement. Now when the timer goes, we've got 15 seconds in between all the exercises, so I'll be able to coach you to great form. You'll be so damn good, I couldn't say darn anymore, sorry. You'll be so damn good at these exercises, you'll be able to teach them. Lower down slowly. Back of the upper arm hitting your ground every rep time. All right, now roll up using your abs. Place those off to the side. Grab your tubing. All right, wrap it around your feet. You may have to cross it at the ankles. At the feet, pardon me, sit up nice and tall and row, squeezing the shoulder blades. Now if you have handles or tubing with handles, awesome. If you're like me and the regular tubing, you may have to wrap it around the hand. Sitting nice and tall, so you want to stack the vertebrae. I don't want you slouching on this. Posture is uber important when we're lifting, because think about it, whatever posture your body is in and you start a lift, that's what you're strengthening your body to be in, right? And we don't want bad posture. We all know it looks horrible, and it's also horrible for the spine. Now in 10 seconds, we'll use the green squishy ball for crossover crunches. If crossover crunches aren't your jam, you can do bicycle crunches, okay? Time, all right. So bicycles or green squishy ball is just below the shoulder blades. Hands are light behind the ears, because we're gonna support the head with our hands. Let your body drape over the squishy ball, and then exhale and lift and twist. Good. Now another alternative that you could do is a V-sit. All right, you keep going. So this would be a V-sit and just holding that there. If for instance you have osteoporosis and this spinal flexion isn't for you, well, it's not for you, so don't do this. Please do the V-sit. No squishy ball, you'll simply do the same exercise, or maybe add a bicycle crunch to this. Now we're standing for the next one. Going down to our legs for a goblet squat. So if you can grab your heavy dumbbell in 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, grab your heavy. Toes are turned out and feet are wide. You'll hold your dumbbell up like so. That's why they call it goblet. All right, as you crunch down, squat down, knees track with toes. Perfect. Good. Keep going. I'm going to double up my weight. I can go heavier. So if you want to double up your weight, here's a little trick. Push them both together and go. Good. Hitting the triceps next with our lighter dumbbells. If you're new to the channel, this is how I teach. I really want to prepare you for what's coming ahead. And that just comes from 25 years of teaching people. So I hope it helps you. It's always nice to know what you're doing next. Last couple of seconds. Give me one more rep. All right, bending the knees to get the dumbbells down. Grab your pair of lighter ones. Now we want to hip hinge, so that means this area of the body stays consistent as we hinge to the hip, elbows come up, and we kick back. Nice and slow and controlled, working the back of the upper arm. And then a little bit of rotator cuff too, because the shoulder is being used to lift the arm up and hold it there. Abs engaged. You shouldn't feel your low back at all. If you do, I want you to sort of reset your posture. Take a look whether or not you're hinging from the hip. When I say take a look, I mean maybe push pause and go take a look in the mirror if you don't have one in your workout area. Last few reps, and we'll grab our band. Last two, one more. Release. All right. Again, bend the legs to get your dumbbells down there. Let's grab onto that band. We're going to work the posture muscles from one of my favorite exercises, band pulls. Start with the arms elevated, shoulder height. Pull the band, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and release. Now, as you do this, try to avoid bending the elbows. So that secondary move that we were doing on the mat, seated rows, we bent the elbows, got the biceps working. Now, I want you to keep the elbows fairly straight and just think about pulling the shoulder blades together. I do have a slight bend in the elbow, and I want you to do the same as well. And then from there, initiate the movement through the mid-back. You should feel that in your mid-back pretty quickly if you've got that. Now we're moving on to a lower body exercise after this. So if you can, you'll grab both your heavies. Woo! I love this posture exercise. Time. Love it. All right. You can grab one dumbbell, two dumbbells, or no dumbbell, okay? We're floating your right leg behind, stepping it back for a crossover lunge, and then feet together, and do that right leg again, okay? So here we go. Step across, down. Good. So you take it down as low as you feel comfortable, as low as the knees will allow you. I typically find with a crossover lunge, they don't tend to aggravate people's knees as much as a regular lunge. I have absolutely no idea why. So, because we still got the same knee flexion happening, but anyways. But you play around with the depth. We've got this leg, and then next set, other leg. Or when the timer goes, other leg. Time. All right, so you want to make sure you're stepping across the midline of the body, okay? And the crossover lunge, this is a great glute exercise. So you'll feel your quads, but our glutes are working a little bit harder than a normal lunge. Let's try it. Go. So this is the last exercise of the circuit. We head back down on the mat for the narrow chest press for round 2. Now I want you to make sure you're lifting heavy enough as well, okay? I want you to feel, in this case, the right glute, hamstring, thigh. Heart rate's elevated. Training legs, this always gets the heart rate up. Last couple of reps. One more. Time. All right, keep those heavier ones if you're able to. Narrow chest press. And we add the glutes by lifting the hips up too. So heels are close to the bum. Wrists and elbows in line, and punch straight up. Lower down, all the way. Breathe. Once again, you want to make sure that you have heavy enough dumbbells that you're feeling, in this case, the triceps, chest muscles. Near the end of the set, should be starting to get a bit of a struggle. Seated rows with our tubing coming up. Time. Nicely done. All right, place the dumbbells off to your side. Start by bent knee, sitting nice and tall on your sit bones. Tubing around the feet, and then I like to cross it. From there, you may have to place your hands further down the tubing to get the desired tension. But right here, and pull it for me, and hold the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together a bit. Yes? Good, good. So the biceps are working, no doubt about it, but I as well want you to feel the shoulder blades coming together, so I know that we're getting the mid-back or your posture muscles engaged as well. And then, are you slouching? Of course not. Good for you. You might like, oh shit, I was. Sit up tall. Last couple of reps, goblet squat coming up. Time. Yeah, not swearing for this workout. That didn't last long, did it? All right, 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbell, no dumbbells, up to you. Feet wide, toes turned out, ready, set, go. Lower down, knees track with the toes. You see, swearing always gets me in trouble. Even though I tell people at the very beginning of every workout, there's a disclaimer that I talk and that I do swear sometimes. But it can still get me in trouble. Tricep kickbacks coming up. One more rep. Come on, get in one more. Time. Good job, you. All right, bend the knees to get the dumbbells down and to pick up the other pair. Now, remember this guy? It was that hip hinge, that one where I said I need you to practice in front of a mirror. Elbows up, kick back. Oh, you know what? We missed the crossovers, didn't we? All right. I remembered them now. So guess what? That's what. Yep. We're heading back down onto the mat. Get our ab crunches in 4, 3, 2, time. Woo! All right. If you've got the squishy ball, you'll place it just below the shoulder blades. If not, you are doing a regular bicycle crunch. Okay, ready? Exhale and twist. Or a V-sit, right? If you've got osteoporosis. Now, you hear me lately a lot talking about osteoporosis because it's shocking how many women either have the beginnings of it or full on. And these are active women. Unfortunately, after menopause, our rate of risk goes up. So, keep an eye on your T-scores, your bone scans, even if you are active. Because it will happen. It can happen to anyone. And if you are active, it may have happened to you earlier if you weren't so active. So, time. Okay, now we stand again, band pulls. Oh, I know, I got one job, right? Lead you through a workout and I screw that up. All right, here we go, arms up. All right, remember, slight bend of the elbows and that's it. You're pulling apart, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So yeah, I'm in conversations with women all over the world, and a lot of them who have been newly diagnosed with osteoporosis do tell me how active they've been, strength training, walking, hiking, and the diagnosis still came in, and they're shocked, and it is shocking. But it is a real thing that can happen to us, and as I said, our risk increases after menopause. Just another thing to add on to the joys of getting older. Yeah, I'm about to drop the F-bomb myself. All right, couple more reps here. One more. Let's do one more, come on. Nice, all right, crossover lunges. Okay, you can have dumbbells or no dumbbells. Let's step back with the left leg, deal? Step it back, you bend that knee as low as it feels comfortable, feet together. So we're traveling with this crossover lunge so that we work a little bit more into the hip stabilizers. Ooh, almost lost my balance. So we're also working balance too, as the trainer falls over on YouTube. Okay, last few reps. Great job. Again, step across that midline of the body. Good stride behind you. One more rep. Time. Whew. Shake out that leg. And you should want to shake that leg out, right? If you're lifting heavy enough. Okay, last round or last leg here, and then we go to the top for our final set. Ready, set, go. Narrow chest press coming up in less than 15 seconds. Final round, everyone. One more rep, come on, get in, one more. Time, good job, we're awesome. All right, narrow chest press. Let's lift the hips so we get the booty as well, which just works, so there's some extra fun for us. Hips up high, elbows in, wrists lined up with the elbows, and go. Do you kind of shake your head sometimes and wonder, how did I get this old? I know I do. And I look at my age, and I know I've got amazing 70-year-olds that do my workout, and they're probably shaking their head saying, PJ, 51's not old. But I remember when my parents were 51, I thought they were older than dirt. God, I could go back in time and kick that PJ. Kick her hard. But yeah, it's kind of a mind trip, isn't it? Time. Roll yourself up, grab your band, seated rows. I don't know. You're getting ID'd in the bar, and next thing you know it, yeah, you're getting bone scans and you have osteoporosis. Go. How the hell did that happen? That's why we need to enjoy the moment that we're in, and that's why we also need to keep ourselves moving. Age can't keep up with an active body. It can't catch us. If we're active, age can't catch us. That's my motto. So, remember when we chatted about this exercise last round? It's that shoulder blade squeeze, okay? And not slouching, especially in that low back. So sit on those sit bones, maybe walk your tush back a bit so you can get a little higher up in that posture. Last few reps here. Ab crossovers coming up in 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, so you can join me with the crossovers, or you can do that V-sit hold, or maybe try lifting the legs up too. If you're using the ball, it's going just below the tips of the shoulder blades, knees bent, drape of yourself over the ball, exhale, lift and twist. If you don't own one of these little squishy balls, they really do add a level of intensity for ab crunches. If you do have one and you're doing them with me, you're like, yep, PJ, thank you, Captain Obvious. But anyways, you can check down in the description of the video to get a link of all the stuff I use in my workouts. Last couple of seconds here. Time. Woo! Love that. All right, goblet squat. So, no dumbbell, one dumbbell, two dumbbells, your choice. Feet wide, toes turned out slightly, knees track with toes. Chest up, head up, ready, set, go. And they're not, back to the green squishy ball, sorry, they're not very expensive either. So it's a low cost, doesn't take up a lot of space in your gym area tool to have. If you're on the Over 50 Fitness app, definitely want to get one. They use it a lot in bar in our Pilates classes. Straighten the legs with every rep, full range of motion here. Tricep kickbacks coming up. One more rep. Time. All right, bend the knees so I get another squat out of you. Put the dumbbells down. Grab the lighter pair. See? I'm sneaking in those squats every time I can. Here we go. Hip hinge, elbows up, go. Kick back. Every opportunity I have, I'm gonna throw in some exercise for you. Band pulls are coming up. So back of the upper arm, triceps, that's where I'm hoping you're feeling this. If not, make a note. Guess what? You need heavier dumbbells. Good for you. That's a good thing. Time. All right, grab your tubing. Okay, so we want to root ourselves when we're working with tubing. Wrap it around, elbows slightly bent, and then just leave them like that. Now pull the band apart, let it hit your chest, and go back. So you'll start to feel it more here, okay? Obviously, as the band is being pulled, the resistance increases. And it's squeezing those shoulder blades together. You'll feel this a lot more than perhaps you did when we were seated, doing the seated rows. So once again, this is one of my favorite posture and shoulder-friendly upper back exercises. Crossover lunges coming up in about 10 seconds. Time. All right. If you're grabbing the dumbbells, remember, use the legs. So I get one more squat and lunge out of you. All right. We're traveling with that left leg going behind us, okay? Travel with the left leg. Ready, set, and go. Last two moves here, and then we'll stretch. And with our stretches, I'm hoping you can stay to the end, especially if you have been experiencing shoulder issues. So I'm going to hit the T-spine area, your mid-back, which tends to be one of the issues with people with sore shoulders as well as a sore low back. So I'm hoping you can stick it out with me. And I can tell if you don't. You can see where people drop off on your YouTube video. So I can't tell if it's you specifically time, but you can tell when people start leaving your channel. So if it's like right away, you know you didn't pick a good topic to do for YouTube. Ready? Other leg and go. I should test that theory, shouldn't I? Like do a 10-minute burpee workout. And my intro would be like, hey, welcome to my 10-minute burpee workout. And then boom, you would see the drop off. Who would want to do that? To be quite honest with you though, YouTube shows you a lot of analytics. I don't have time. I really don't have time. I know I should pay attention more, but oh gosh, I'm busy. Last couple of reps. Oh, time. We did it. All right, grab a sip of water if you need it. Like I said, if you can stay with the stretches, your low back, upper back, and shoulders will love you for it. Okay, let's start with our quads because they just worked with our crossover lunges. Hold on to something, heel up, pull the knee back, squeeze the bum forward, and you'll get more of a stretch in the quadricep area. And this also allows us to get our breath under control, our heart rate's under control a bit before we get down onto the mat. Other side. Pull the knee back, squeeze the bum forward. Now using a doorway or a wall, I want you to place your left forearm against the wall. Shoulder height is the elbow. Step forward with that inside leg, so your left leg, and then lean forward and look away. Okay, now keep holding that. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So this area of my arm is on the wall, and I'm going to lean forward and look away and get a really nice opening of my pec and front shoulder. Legs are staggered, so you're not feeling it in your low back. Couple more breaths. And other side, here we go. So again, elbow shoulder height or a little higher. Step forward with that inside leg. Lean forward first and now turn and look away from the wall. That feels good after the chest presses we were doing. That feels really good. How about we just do a whole workout this? Now, I would get no drop off with that, wouldn't I? And release. Excellent. All right, getting into that T-spine area, big toes together, knees are open. I want you to sit back onto your heels, and that'll lock out your low back. Walk your right arm forward, left hand behind the head. Bring the left elbow down, and then rotate and look up. Perfect. Let's do it again. So this is a mobility drill for the T-spine. Now the T-spine is an area of our back that should be mobile. It should be able to flex, which it does no problem for most of us because of our postures, but it should also be able to extend, rotate, flex. And unfortunately, it gets locked up due to our postures. And so when we do movements where the T-spine should be doing the movement, last one, let's do the other side. Instead, what happens is maybe the neck does it or our low back does it. And now we've got low back pain and neck pain because this area isn't mobile. Last 4. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Let's get into the hip flexor before we lie right down. Left knee underneath the hip, right ankle and knee lined up. Now tuck the tailbone under, squeeze this left glute. Beautiful. Now while we're here, let's get triceps and the shoulders stretched as well. Hand behind the head, behind the neck if you're able to. Gently push the elbow down a bit and lean away. If you have sensitivities in your knee, just remember this moving forward. You can always double up your mat or maybe have a small cushion close by in your workout area so you can quickly scoot that underneath the knees. All right, let's release. Right knee lines up with right hip, left knee and ankle lined up. So we're not striding out long with this. Instead, what we're doing is getting that tailbone tuck and that glute squeeze to release your hip flexor. Easy for me to say. Here we go, right hand behind the head. Now lean away. And keep tightening that right glute. And release, big toes together again, knees are open. Thread your right arm underneath your chest, lower down, so just the side of the head is there. Palm is up on that right arm. Now if you'd like, you can take this left arm and walk it around the back and see if you can grab onto the right thigh. If that doesn't feel comfortable, keep it out there. And release. I'm just turning around so I can still stay facing you. Let's thread the left arm under now. Side of the head against the mat. Good. This right arm can stay where it is, or maybe you want to walk it around and grab onto that left thigh now. And release. Elbows on your mat. Walk them forward. Drop your bum back. Place the hands behind the back. And then tuck your tailbone under a little bit so you're not overarching the back. Stretching into the shoulders, triceps, and getting into that T-spine too. Now my head isn't resting on the mat. Yours may drop down to the mat if that feels good for you. But be aware though, as I said, you're not overarching that low back. And release. Lying on the left side, knees are bent and stacked in front of you. Left arm lined up with the shoulder palm up, right hand on top. Now open this up and follow your hand with your gaze. Let the hand drop behind you if you're able to, keeping the knees together as best you can, and close and do it again. Working T-spine and shoulder again. We have 4. Now this is our 4th one. Let's open it and let's hold it there. If you'd like a little bit more, you can grab on to your top sides of the knees, with that left hand, and then rotate and try to take a look at those right fingertips of yours. Arm is extended, lined up with that right shoulder. Palm is facing up. And let's close that right arm back to start. Perfect. All right, other side, and then you can continue on with your day. Here we go. Stack the knees, they're in front of you. Right arm in front, palm up, left hand on top. Open up, follow your hand with your gaze. On this one here, let's hold it behind us. And maybe we want to grab onto those thighs with that right hand and turn and see if you can take a look at your left fingertips. And let's lift that left arm up, close it back to where it started. On your back, knees to chest. Add some movement, forward and back. And then just hold. And there we go, we did it. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. I really do mean that. A couple of things, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. As well, if you haven't already tried out my new app, hey, 14-day free trial, and the information's down in the description. And if, you can, give this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Now, if you are experiencing shoulder issues, or maybe you want to know how mobile your shoulders really are and tricks and tips to keep them mobile, I'm going to link up how to test your shoulder mobility fit tip, and it'll come across the screen if you're on YouTube for the last few seconds. Rock yourself up to a seated position. And thank you so much for joining me. So yeah, like I said, subscribe to the channel, come and join us on Over 50 Fitness, or come and join us on Patreon. There's a lot of places you can come and join us. Take care, and I'll see you next workout. Bye.